Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome back to the Faithful Path, where every Saturday I break down the connection between our daily lives and the beautiful religion of Islam, how they both have an impact on each other, and discuss the issues we all have practicing our religion nowadays. So, without further ado, the podcast starts now.
سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Today, guys, I want to talk about a topic that is not quite discussed enough in our society. I want to explain to you guys what are the three most important relationships that you need to have in your life. And I'm not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family, etc. These relationships are so crucial and so important to develop and to work on because they shape our entire life and they have an impact in everything we do. So during each relationship, I want you guys to self reflect on who you are and who you hang out with. So the first most important relationship that you need to have is the relationship with yourself. I put this number one on the list because this relationship with ourselves is finding out who we are, finding out our identity, to be self aware of our beliefs, our values, our emotions, our thoughts, our motivations. We need to make better decisions that align with all of these values. We need to have this self awareness of who we are exactly. Do we have the same values as other people? Do we have the values that our parents taught us, the ones that we learned growing up, the same ones as our friends? Or do we have separate values that we precisely believe? Do we have these unique values to ourselves, or do we just follow everyone around us? Do we believe everything that everyone else believes? So take a moment and reflect. What did your parents taught you since you were a kid? How did they educate you? What are the values and beliefs that you learned in school, at work, in your religion? We need to be self-aware of these beliefs and values. Second thing is we need to have self-compassion. We need to be more kind, more respectful towards ourselves, to have a better positive mindset. Because the self compassion comes from understanding the self awareness. I see a lot of people comparing themselves with other people on social media, in person, with the rich people, with the poor people, and this causes a decline in their self worth. But we need to have more positive affirmation. We need to have compassion. Treat yourself the way you treat other people. Do you go to other people and say to them, you're fat, you're stupid, you're weak, you're skinny, you don't belong here, you're not skilled enough to do this? Would you go around telling random people these things, these negative affirmations? So treat yourself with kindness and respect yourself and stop comparing yourself with others because God created everyone uniquely. Everyone has their own interests, their own skills, their own weaknesses, their own strengths. Every single person in the world is different. So you can't start comparing yourself with others because you may have things that other people don't have, whether they're rich or poor. And some poor people have more values and beliefs than rich people. They know how to respect themselves more than a lot of popular individuals. Why? Because they have self awareness and self compassion. And after these two aspects comes self care. We need to prioritize our physical, mental, and emotional well being. And that is the mind, body, and soul concept. Sorry, body, mind, and soul concept. Body for physical, mind for mental, and soul for emotional, spiritual, anything you want. For those of you who have ever been on an airplane, you guys know the part where, like right before you take off, there's this announcement that the staff makes on safety in case of like emergency, etc. My favorite part during this in like 5 to 10 annoying minutes when there's an emergency or like a dangerous situation, you know, when the face mask fall down and everything you need to put it for like oxygen and whatever. Well, my favorite part is when they say, like on the video or like in person, is when they say that you need to put your mask on yourself first before helping anyone else. So even your daughter, your kid, your father, your mother, your boyfriend, your wife, husband, grandmother, friends, anyone. You need to put your mask first and then help other people. And when I was planning for this episode, I thought to myself, this is the best example for self-care. So when the people on the airplane tells you that you need to put your mask first, is because your safety is 100 times more important than anyone else. Even if you have a baby, even if you have, I don't know, your safety is more important than anyone else. And this applies also in real life. Your self care is more important than anyone else. So we need to work on our physical, our mental, and our emotional well being before trying to help other people. Because everyone has their own problems in life, and no one knows everyone's personal lives, you know? We all have this mask and two faces that we show to the people around us, but when we're alone, everyone has their own issues, their own problems. So if you want to start like going around giving tips and advices to people, well, do this to yourself first. Develop your self-care. And when you develop your self-care, that's where you develop self-improvement. That's the personal growth. When you start being self-aware of who you are, when you start having self-compassion, having positive affirmations, and when you start caring for yourself, that's the part where you develop yourself, where you implement goals, daily habits, being consistent in everything you do. And the last step is self acceptance. We need to accept that God put us in a certain situation differently from other people. Because I know a lot of people and I have a lot of friends that tell me, look at these 16, 17-year-old people that are already successful, already professional athletes, already having their lives planned out. And we're here, we're 22, 23 years old, we're still in school, we're graduating, we don't know what we're doing in life. But like I said before, everyone is unique. God made a plan for every single person. Everyone has their own weaknesses, their own strengths. So we need to embrace these strengths, these weaknesses, these imperfections that we have because no one is perfect in this world. Maybe you can look at other people that are already successful since they were young, but they went through a lot of pain. They only show what they are right now. And everyone thinks that their lives are easy. But no, they went through a lot of pain, a lot of development, a lot of self care. And you guys know the reason why they grew is because of the pain. Because if you don't have pain in your life, you'll like you'll never gonna grow. You're always gonna be stuck in your comfort zone. That's why I'm saying the first important relationship that you need to have is with yourself. You need to have a good relationship with yourself before having good relationship with other people. So develop your self-awareness, your self-compassion, your self-care, your self-improvement, and your self-acceptance. Now, the second most important relationship is your relationship with God. And I just want to say a little quick thing about us Muslims is it's kind of like of a question. Our current relationship, is it with God or with the religion, with Islam, with the deen? Do we pray 5 times a day because it's obligatory? Do we read the Quran because we need to? Do we force ourselves to give charity? Do we fast because we have to fast? Maybe the answer to all of these questions is yes. But is this the only reason you do it? Is this the only relationship that you have with like the religion? Because if you don't have a good relationship with God, there's a huge problem. Because God gave us all these obligations. He prescribed the prayers so we can repent, but also so we can talk to Him. He gave us the Quran to read it, yes, to become a better Muslim, but also to reflect upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words. So do we have a relationship with our religion or with God? We're supposed to have both, not only one. Because remember, the first relationship with yourself is being self-aware. What are your beliefs? What are your values? Well, this applies to your relationship with God. This is how you express your faith, your beliefs. This is how you work on your emotional well-being, on your spiritual side. And the reason why we need to have a good relationship and a good understanding with God is to have a good sense of direction in life. It's to have a meaning, a purpose to live. We need to have this relationship with God the same way we do with our family, with our friends, with our coworkers. Every single day we call our friends, we say, "How are you? What have you been up to?" With our family, we eat with them, we see them every single day, going home, waking up in the morning. But we need to do the same with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to have gratitude with Him. We need to have reliance on Him. We need to trust Him more in our lives. Because every single blessing that we have right now is because of God. And if you don't build this relationship with God, you're never going to have this sense of purpose in life. You're never going to have hope without showing devotion to God. We need to express our gratitude to Him. We need to have a good relationship with God. We need to have faith. And the more we're going to have gratitude with God, the more it's going to build our relationship with Him. Because let's say you have a perfect relationship with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with everyone around you except God. Well, in that case, you're never going to be fulfilled or happy. Because remember the self acceptance, no pain, no gain. If you don't go through the pain, you're not going to grow. Well, who exactly is helping you through this pain? Is it your friends? No. They don't know that you have pain. They don't know that you're going through some issues. Is it your family? Maybe, but they don't exactly know what's wrong with you. Who is it? It's God. Why? Because He knows what's inside of your heart. And if you talk to Him, if you express Him your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, He's actually going to guide you. He's actually going to help you through every obstacle in your life. That's why the second most important relationship is with God. But I put the relationship with ourselves first because we need to figure out who exactly are we so we can believe in these things. Now, the last important relationship is with the people around us. First, our family, second, our friends, and then everyone else. Our family. You need to realize that each member of your family has a role in your life. Your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. Every single one has an influence on you. And every single person, you communicate different with each one. Because your family somehow shapes your identity, your values, and your sense of belonging. I know a lot of people have a perfect relationship with their parents, but with their brother and sister, they're so ignorant to them. They don't talk to them, they don't chill with them, they don't help them. But that means that your brother and sister, they don't have someone to look up to. They don't have like a best friend in the house. That's why each family member has a role in your life, impacts you in everything you do. They give you a small part of identity because they each have an influence. And then your friends. Do you have good supporting friends? Do you have this sense that you belong to a community, to a group of people? Do you share experience, memories? Do you have like a social connection with them? Take a moment and see what are the benefits and disadvantages that your group of friends give you. Because the famous saying, we are who we are because of the five people that we hang out with. If you hang out with five rich people, you're going to be the sixth one. If you hang out with five boring people, you're going to be the boring one. If you hang out with five fat people, you're going to be the sixth fattest one. Your friends also have an impact and influence in your life. So if you have five friends that support you, that motivate you, that push you beyond your limits, that trust you, that are here for you, these are the real friends that you need to have. And the more you build this lasting relationship with your friends, the more you're going to grow together. And I'm saying that because I've been through that. A couple of years ago, me and my friends, we were so like I don't want to say stupid, but just maybe lost in life. Because of COVID, we used to hang out like 3 times a week, road trips together, we used to eat, we used to chill together every single night. We were always driving around with the car, having the best time of our lives. We used to be kids, like it was about 18, 19 years old. And right now, we're still the same group of friends, but with a different mindset. Why? Because we grew together. We started motivating each other. We started going to the mosque together, going to halakas together, learning more about the deen, general knowledge. And every chilling, we had this different topic that we used to debate about. It wasn't like before. Right now, everyone grew individually, but we all have an impact on each other. And every single time we say to each other, we hope our kids are going to have the same group of friends that we have. We hope that our friends are going to be friends so they can have good relationships. Year by year, we started setting healthy boundaries. We started being more mature. Because I swear, guys, like a couple of years ago, we were kids. We were like 18 years old, but in our minds, we were 5, 6 years old. We, we, we would always fool around with everyone, doing pranks on people and everything. It was really good memories. But right now, it's not the same as before. It's not the same level of fun as before. Because, yes, we matured and everything, but everyone became more serious in their lives. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's actually really a good thing. That means we started caring for ourselves, we started improving ourselves, but we're still the same group of friends. And that's why we need to communicate with our friends. We need to start building these supportive friendships. So if you have a good relationship with your family and your friends, you're going to have a good relationship with your coworkers, with random people, I don't know. But the people around you, your family and your friends are the most important one because they shape your identity. These are the people that have the most influence on you because you talk to them, you see them almost every day. So every time you hang out with your family or your friends, think about how do they influence you? How do they have an impact in your life? And finally, guys, I want to leave you with something called the Bermuda Triangle. A good friend of mine, Saeed, we were sitting in the mosque and he told me that in your life, you need to have a triangle. Your actions and intentions are not only towards God, they also impact the people around you and yourself. So, everything you do in your life, every intention you have to help people, to do this, to improve on yourself, to help the community, yes, it's for God, of course, but it also has an impact on the people around you and yourself because it shapes your identity and it has an influence on the people around you because all the knowledge, all the experience you gain in life, you need to teach it to other people. All the books you read, all the podcasts you listen, all the good deeds, all the good actions you do, they're intended towards God, yes, but they also have an impact on the people around you. And they also improve you as a person. So that's why I call it the Bermuda Triangle. Because up top, there's God, and then down below, there's yourself and the people around you. Because God is always going to be on top. He's always going to be the number one reason why we do everything in life. But what we don't know is that it impacts ourselves and the people around us. On that note, guys, these are the three most important relationships that you need to improve: your relationship with yourself, your relationship with God, and your relationship with the people around you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. And I'll see you next week on the Faithful Path. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
نفسي بنور من فؤادي حين